All right. Welcome back, everybody. Today we want to do the conversation, do a little bit of a design along edition. You might have seen on my social media. I've been kind of making posters to watch the kind of like the dumpster fire that is social media and how we survive in it as creatives. Today we're gonna do a little, design along. I'm gonna make a poster in Photoshop. I'm gonna grab some pictures and I'm gonna mix them together. And there's something to talk about today, and that is basically the death of grit. As most people have seen on social media, we've seen Deviant, one of the largest art platforms, kind of like implode on itself a little bit due to some very poor marketing, some very poor decisions when it comes to other people's artists, intellectual properties, and what they've been dropping on the site for the past few months or years or decades, as it seems. If you haven't caught up with that at all, basically what happened is they introduced a new AI-generated software feature to their website called Dream, or Dream Up. It's one of the two, Dream or Dream Up. And in this implementation, that would have been fine, but with the anxiety that's already being placed around, artificial intelligence generated art, and the security of like work for creatives. It was a little bit of a tone deaf move, but on top of that, there was a feature that needed to be clicked on all your artwork, which has since been rectified, but you had to manually opt out of every single piece of artwork you uploaded to the platform, and you had to send in a Google Doc with all your social media links and the 10 days approval. It gave the barrier of entry to get off of this list much harder to do. It made it super not friendly, and I kind of want to talk about that, about AI art again, and basically why I think it's going to be the death of grit. So let's go ahead and open up my creative tab. There we go. All right, I'm gonna grab some pictures of. I'm gonna grab a picture of Elon Musk's face for a little bit of a poster design. Oh man. So when I talk about grit is, the way I define it, is what you kind of gain from your experience, like experiencing things and doing things incorrectly, doing them correctly gives you grit. It gives you the ability to be rough around the edges. It gives you the ability to endure. And that can only be gained through experience. Lots of failures and wins and failures and wins, and how to navigate that space. That's my definition of grit. So when you talk about the creative space and what grit means, a lot of that kind of learning that happens, that kind of like failure and overcoming, that cannot be replaced. So when you go to put all this stuff into a machine to tell you what to do, like it gives you put the words and it gives the art out in the end, there is very little grit that is being generated from that. And I think that is one of the key things to like the human experience that needs to not be messed with by a machine. As somebody that's been doing powerlifting for a number of years, the grit you get from going into a gym, picking up weights and kind of making them work for you. Like you go up to the dead bar, go to the deadlift bar and you put weight on. You go to pick it up and you realize you got too much weight on. And you kind of just gotta pull the weight off. And that enduring. This is a good picture. That enduring is one of the things I think that a lot of people need to experience. Maybe not that. Oh wait, it looked so great. Okay, there we go. Looked so grainy before. Let me get my glove out. You can see behind me my desk is a mess because I've been packing posters all evening for the Kickstarter book, so these will be going out this week. Leading into next week because I got a lot to do. So I kind of want to make a little bit of a quick little meme poster. This office is a mess, but I didn't want to put off any more time of like making this video because I've been extraordinarily busy and trying to keep up with my client work and trying to figure out where we're going to go, like on social media, you know, as a whole, as creatives, we're going to like find our work at. It has definitely put a damper on a lot of like other plans I've had, you know, put in place. But I think when it comes to like this grid aspect and how that can be lost, I'm not sure creatively how you can replace that when it comes to like two-dimensional art. There is still grid attained by doing 3D art. They're working on 3D art in like AI art generators, but there's something very basic and there's something very like caveman-like about producing images and representing the world around you or how you interpret the world. And when you put that lens over like through another like a machine, there is a little bit of distortion of what is happening, even though it may look quote unquote cool. Nothing wrong with that. But the ability to like create those images is a skill that's been like, you know, for a lot of people that's been like harnessed and like worked on for months and hours, years and decades. And I don't see how we as, you know, humans go from here. Like the ability to create is, you know, it was a generally, you know, human endeavor, which is now being like infringed upon by machines. Such a goofy looking guy. I know that because I'm a goofy looking guy. Make room here to put my coffee down. I was working late last night. Let's see if we can take this and let's do a little threshold. Where's adjustments? Threshold. Let's do this instead. Filter. Distort. Noise. Pixelate. Color halftone. The little threshold on that. Eee. Something a little poster. Do a little typography or something. But what do you guys think about where we go from here? Like, what do you think about welcoming in then this new technology that could ostensibly hamper the creativity of children? Like, there's one thing giving an artist your ideas and having them make something, but for the people who actually want to get into this mindset of being creative and making things with their hands and letting a machine take the wheel, I'm not sure how that's going to affect, you know, because eventually this stuff is going to be on your phone. It'll be like a phone app where you can just generate AI art. Like, why would anybody want to learn how to do this at all? And that skill, that feeling, you know, that can't really be replaced adequately, I believe, when it comes to this stuff. Do we shun it? Do we bring in a little bit? You know, and at this point, we're coming to the point where, you know, a lot of stuff is going to be, you can't distinguish one from the other. You can't make, you know, distinguish if it's AI art or human or a combined of the two. So it's already crept into a lot of like crevices and creases of like the community as a whole, but it's a very weird vibe that it gives off. It's a very, you know, I'm not sure where we go from here, or how we even get that grit back, or stop it from being taken. Like, how do you tell a story about hardship in the creative space when a lot of that hardship can kind of be just taken off in tow and in mass? Let's do a little overlay layer. That's kind of a cool one. I've been having a lot of fun just kind of like making posters during these meme times. Just for the giggles. Let me go ahead and lock that layer into place. But as someone who's, you know, taught martial arts and, you know, taught kids martial arts and is trained as a power lifter and stuff like that, there is something substantial to teaching people something and watching them figure it out, watching them interpret things and having them work them out on their own by giving them a certain number of tools. And that kind of like singular expression to accomplish a goal is very beautiful. It's very beautiful. And I think my entire like problem is I don't want to see that lost. I don't want to see that lost. I don't want that grit to be abandoned. That kind of, you know, grinding against this object and, you know, conquering these challenges, whether they be two-dimensional or three-dimensional. There is always emphasis on the actual like outcome of these things instead of the actual journey to get from point A to point B. Everyone's worried about the what it comes out on the other side of this machine instead of what's going on inside of it. Where's this journey taking you? Like, if you were to watch Star Wars and watch the beginning and then the end, there will be no emotional beat. There will be no feeling for any of the characters. Those silences between the chords that are being played are some of the most important things when it comes to expressing yourself as a creative and being just a human being. From day to day when we get up and we experience life and everyone experiences their life, you know when you see somebody, or as you grow older, you know you see somebody that is 70 years old, you know they've seen a ton. What are the beats between birth and this point in time? And how has that taken us from here to there? And those things in the middle are the most important parts. Like reaching the goal can be anticlimactic. I'm not sure I'm gonna type here. I made a huge mistake. Pretty much sums it up. I have made a huge mistake. That pretty much sums it up. Alright, pull this above this layer. There we go. Let's find a good typeface for this. I think that's the ins and outs of it. And it's been a very rough time for any creative out there. If anybody has seen anything outside of, like, you know, social media being dying, which is, no, it has its ups and downs. The question I wanted to answer today is, like, where do we go from here once Twitter goes down? And I don't really have a good answer for that yet. I've started using Mastodon. I've started using Tumblr. I was using DeviantArt until they threw coal in our eyes. They needed to feed the machine. But I, was postulating that we'll be maybe retreating back to Discord servers and kind of making more circles of friends that way, or circles of, like, clients. Like, for a lot of us who are in the social space, we were, finding our Twitch clients on there. We were finding our commission clients with tens of 20s, hundreds of thousands of followers. That gave us our free speech. That gave us our platform to reach people. And the existential dread of just it being kind of washed away by a billionaire, maybe not for long, a billionaire who was going to make everything better for everybody, is somehow just tanking it in the most buffoonish fashion I've seen anyone do anything. It's if it weren't so devastating to what it for creatives, it would be funnier. It would be funnier than it already is. It's pretty funny, but it'd be funnier than it already is. Ooh. Maybe I want to do something like take this off and threshold this again, maybe. Oh, maybe I get one more picture of him. I kind of like blow the face out. I kind of like building these ideas. If you're enjoying, like, me building posters, whatnot, well, please let me know, because I'm definitely having a ball doing it. And this thing that's happening right now, where we're just kind of just letting ideas kind of roll. I don't want a machine to take the wheel on this part. For me, this is the most enjoyable part of the process. Having the finished poster isn't the fun part for me. I know some people like to look back at the work when they're finished, like, oh man, I'm proud of this piece. But working in the problem solving in between is like, that's where I find all my fun at, personally. Very mysterious. I kind of like that. I like that effect. I kind of like that effect a lot, actually. Let's go in and let's get these kind of parts cut out. Like, I don't want to lose this to like having a machine do it. Like, that's the scary part. Like, I don't like learning how the tools work and all that kind of stuff. That's the exploration of a piece. Like, gives you that grit. And I don't think that needs to be handed off to a machine. Especially like when it comes to like finished artwork. Like, I can understand like some people using it for, you know, for idea generation, but it's getting so good that it's going to do the thinking for you. It'll do the problem solving for you. I'm not sure if I'm ready to like pass the keys over or to lose this kind of learning experience. I'm not really sure how. Like, I don't really have answers for these questions. I'm sure we'll all get the answers somehow, you know, at a later time. But right now, it's just it's crazy. This is coming together. Like, what are you guys using? Like, if you're using a social platform outside of, you know, Twitter, what are you using? I don't think I can ever go back to Facebook, and Instagram has kind of been a shit show for the past few years. Uh, An Elon simp, probably. There we go. There are people still defending him as they watch the whatever like little platform they have kind of like shrivel up under their feet. All right, this is the fun part for me of watching something kind of implode and me making the best of a situation. Me making the best of a situation. That's with a little bit of comedy, which I've kind of been dabbling in for the past year and a half, making comics every day. Let's go ahead and change that font to something else. Robbly. It's not a word. There we go. Let's give it a little bit of a stroke on the outside. I think that'll work. Yeah, I like that. You ever just type off of the canvas and just kind of like you hope you typed everything right, knowing you didn't, knowing damn well you didn't? That was the best. Let me see here. Let's go ahead and make this auto and but I think I'm gonna be having spending a lot more time on YouTube, to be honest. Probably gonna be making some posters like this, doing some design stuff doing some live streams. I'm mainly on Twitch, and I really enjoy my time on Twitch. So it might be like some morning stuff where I kind of pop on, maybe let's make some stuff for myself or my business, and kind of see how it goes from there. But this is a very strange time to be alive, to watch somebody set their money on fire for the memes. A little color pop there. Well, maybe we should make the this bottom layer red too. Color overlay. Or maybe do this one, color overlay. Color overlay. No, I kind of like the pop of color at the bottom, so I'm going to leave it like that. But let's... I kind of want to fill the space on the left-hand side with something. Or kind of play with the eyes a little bit. Maybe we'll cut the head out of the collar. Feels like the cover to a book, to a novel or something. And I'm kind of digging that feel, to be honest. I'm kind of digging that feel. Maybe we'll grab a... let's make a shape. Let's put it above that. Let's do... zoom in. Like, this is the kind of grit. This is the stuff that this is the stuff I cherish most about learning design. Is that kind of experimentation and, you know, learning how things work or how they don't work, or how you can break the rules of design. If I were to put a distortion effect over this, would it even do anything? Pixelate, color halftone. Oh, it does do something. Wow. Somehow made it creepy. Color halftone. Let's do like 4. Maybe I'll do it to the whole poster. I think it needs like a little bit more color in it, but I'm not exactly sure where to go from here for the color wise. But I'm gonna shout out to somebody that I found on YouTube. And it is Elliot is cool. Elliot is a cool guy. He has some really good videos. He started making posters on his YouTube channel. I haven't followed his Instagram yet, but I saw him making posters. Like, oh man, I miss making posters. And now here we are. So big shout out to Elliot is cool. Elliot is a cool guy. I think that's the right way to say it. I do like talking and doing design work, though. If anybody's ever been to any of my Twitch streams, I kind of go head down and kind of just keep on working until it's done. Mostly because I'm doing like commission stuff, and you know, you kind of gotta get through that. You kind of gotta be super focused for that kind of stuff because, you know, you're doing it for a client. Color overlay. Oh, now it works. Can I get... If If I put a stroke over that, what happens? Ooh. Line tool. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe if we go with a little bit of a... Ooh, and just kind of take the face. Stroke. Hey, that's a cool effect. Let's add a little color halftone. Let's play with the threshold a little bit. Exposure. Let's add a little bit of blur to this. A little bit of Gaussian blur. Like 1. Add some noise on top. Let's take a zoom out on that. Let's kind of drag it up a little bit. I'm kind of playing with the layer effects a little bit. Sometimes I like toy with like the different like effects in there. If I were to drag it over the top of it. You know what you might get out of it. All right, let's play with the curve. I want to make it a little bit darker. And with that, we're done. I've been kind of making posters as memes recently, and I've been having a great time doing this. But I did want to talk about the death of grit and kind of get those feelings off my chest as I like kind of move throughout this landscape of like YouTube and kind of like more explore the space a little bit more. There will be more videos. I'm trying to figure out what that kind is going to be and how I'm going to edit it. But until then, I'm going to kind of like just be kind of just testing things out. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like and a comment and subscribe, because I don't know where we're going to go when Twitter dies. There will be a links in my, well, you can actually go to my website. You can check out the links there. But I got new stickers up. I have my Elon Musk sticker, which I'm pretty sure I got close by somewhere. Oh yeah, I do. I made Elon into a little character. He's been a great source of memes lately, but you can check that out. There we go. He's up on the website now, and I'm actually redoing a lot of the website, so check that out. Also, I did a little bit of a rebrand for Bruce Green. If you guys know who Bruce Green is, check his channel out. There was a portfolio video posted down below someplace in the timeline under the stream packages and design packages like assets on this channel. So go check that out. And by all means, go to King's Coast Coffee. This is the wrong cup today, but it's Conquer Roast. I have my own blend of coffee. This is my One Punch Man coffee mug, so you know I kind of feel that way sometimes. But use code Conquer at checkout, get 10% off. Thanks so much for all your support. Get a Kickstarter book or in the poster. Look behind me; they're all going out real soon. Thanks so much for sitting in with me. You guys be safe and keep fighting a good fight.